Hey, and you know what it do? Just me and my crew out here rockin' red, we don't fuck with the blue. It's like, yeah, Cardinals fans, baby. I say, yeah, ow. So you know we hot, and y'all think you're hotter. We got the homie Jill came fresh from the Oscars. Yeah, ow. I didn't even hear you say yeah, ow. What's poppin', y'all? Y'all already know this. It's Saturday morning. It's time to talk about this good blurred stuff, boy. And go ahead, pull up a chair, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Go ahead, bring them in and hit that share button, hit that like button, comment. We want to hear from y'all, man, because there's plenty going on in the blurred sphere. Let's just talk about a couple things. Hot off the presses. Just yesterday, there's a new Shazam movie that dropped off. Let's talk about that. Yes, the Guardians of the Galaxy is soon to come as well. Plenty to discuss, plenty to discuss. Also, hey, guess what? I guess it turns out everybody finally knows about everything, everywhere, all at once. Let's get awards and stuff, man. And speaking of awards, I think my homegirl got snubbed, but it's all right, AMT. We got your back, poo-poo. We're going to go ahead and discuss this as well. Yes, and there was actually a last episode of The Last of Us. And man, did they go out with a bang, bang, bang. We definitely must discuss. As you know, we got to talk Mando, as it's one of the things that's on our list. But we also got to keep talking about what's pop culture is. Because, you know, Wakanda Forever, Top Gun, this whale shit, all of that shit happened at the Oscars, and the homie Michelle Yeoh did win something. And guess what? We may have a special guest that was there to actually witness all of this firsthand. Just stick around and you'll see. I'm not naming no names, but you may recognize them. So stick around and we will introduce her properly. But right now, let's go ahead and get our proper introductions. If you don't mind, Yvette, will you tell them what it do, please?
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Whoa.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except nine got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass bitch with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean, so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
What it do in the loo with them choppers on boppers? What's poppin', everybody? And it's time to get started. Yeah! It is your boy, the real Vince Taylor, reporting live from the Spider-Man cave. We'll discuss in a minute, but we got to give flowers since the Academy won't to Auntie Angela, when we must discuss whether or not she was actually snubbed. I have my opinions, but we will discuss with the panel. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. For those of y'all that are watching on Twitch, those of y'all that are watching on YouTube, those of y'all that are watching on Facebook Live, as well as Twitter, and all of y'all listening on Apple Podcasts, iHeartMedia, as well as Amazon and Google Podcasts. I am your boy, the real Vince Taylor, reporting live from the Spider-Man cave. You already know how it do, Blurred Man himself, and I am joined by none other than my little sis, Yazzie Fat Nasty. What's popping, Yazzie? We got Bad Ty in the building, all the way to Brick City Bully in the crib, yo. We got the homie Nolly reporting live from The Last of Us. Hello. And to top it all off, we've got the homie Tyrone in the building. You know, we now. Unfortunately, Steph could not join us today, but please wish her well as she is going through things, or she just couldn't make it. You know, Steph stay busy, but we got a special guest for y'all. This special guest actually is a big deal and kind of a friend of ours. Y'all may have seen her at the Improv sometimes as she be out there touring. You may, if you like the cruise, you probably seen her on a cruise, either Carnival or NCL or whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? And she actually, man, she speaking of the Oscars, man, she was this close to the dude who got Slap's brother not too long ago. But it's all to the good. I really want y'all to help me welcome before I bring her in. Just give y'all a little snippet of what she does best. Pop off.
Oh my God, has anyone else had a rough year? I had a really rough year this last year. I went through a divorce and I had to put my dog to sleep. Right, I always get a bigger reaction for the dog. Always. Apparently you've all met my ex-husband. Okay. But divorce, there's mixed emotions. No one goes into a marriage going, one day I'll be divorced. You don't do that. And so, like, I ran into an old family friend. She was like, heard about the divorce. What are you going to do now? I was like, everything. And everyone. I don't know what you're saying to me. Just like, I don't want to do that. Like at my age, like dating again, it's the worst, you know? And it's like, I don't look as good as my friends do. I grew up in Las Vegas, so they are what we call Vegas girls, all of my friends. In Vegas, everything is being renovated at all times, including the women. And like my friends have boobs, they're like up here and they're bikini ready at all times. They're in high heels and their hair's blown and they're always like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And you're like, what did you do to your mouth? They're like, nothing. I mean, I didn't have like surgery, just like Botox and injections and fillers and Restylane and the Kylie Jenner lip challenge. And I sell lip scents now. Do you want to buy some? I'm like, you look like you're smelling shit right now. Like, I am not that girl. I am very low maintenance. Like, I just cannot be, but like, my boobs are like balloons 8 days after a party. They just like hang out. Sometimes they get cold. They're like, what are you guys doing out there? Anybody doing anything? You guys doing stuff out there? I just can't be bothered with all that. I go to Vegas, and it's hard for me because my friends look like you, amazing, and I'm like a 4.5. Sucks. Okay, that was borderline rude. Borderline rude back there. Just saying. But like I travel for work a lot, and when I'm in Albuquerque, I'm damn near an 8. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Report live, man. May know somebody that you know, but we know her as none other than our homegirl doing what she do. Baddie. Oh man, will y'all help me welcome to our platform? First time, hopefully not the last, Jill Kimmel.
Yay! Hi.
Hey, what's going on, Jilly? How are you doing today?
It's so weird to watch your old clips of stuff. I was sitting here like mouthing the words and cringing, like when I pause, when I normally don't. But when I say that was borderline rude, that was actually Kevin who went, ah! And so I was like, all right, Kevin Hart, you can borderline rude me any day.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. But when was that? Was that it seemed like you said it was a long time ago.
It was episode 2. It was 2018, I think, like October 2018. Okay. Yeah, I think so.
All right.
5 years ago. Damn.
Well, listen. Listen. Sometimes the old jokes, they don't ever go away.
Yeah, but I know I use all those jokes on cruise ships because they don't know anything.
Yeah, it's easy to get a new crowd than a new set.
Right. When they're like, oh, your clean show. I'm like, oh, I'll use all my old material. Perfect.
That part. Well, we can't help but just be thankful to you for giving us the grace and showing up to holler at us, man. It's a big deal.
I'm very happy to be here. When you said it was you and Tyrone, I was like, let's go. And then other nice faces.
Oh, black man blush. Pull up. All right. Well, especially because we know you had a busy week. You know, we know you do the cruise ship thing and you out there getting that money on the boats and whatnot and definitely showcasing that talent. But we couldn't help but notice that you put on a nice little dress this week and went to a little ceremony. So if you don't mind, we're just a little curious about this little dress right here and what it was like to attend the Oscars. If you could just, give us a little bit of background.
It was great. It was great. The dress was beautiful. I got it at Bloomingdale's and it was very comfortable, shockingly. And I broke my shoulder 2 weeks ago, my clavicle. Oh. Actually, you may be able to see the bruising. It's like a lump. You see how it's like, wait. It's like a lump. Yeah. So my shoulder is still broken. I should be wearing my sling, but I didn't want to wear that for this. But so I had to get in that dress and I went to Sephora for them to do my makeup because I have no idea what I'm doing. And I actually did my own hair. I managed like with one arm like this to like put, who knows. And my mom zipped me up in the dress and it was actually comfortable enough. And it was because of the way it was cut, I was able to keep my arms down all night. So like nobody knew and they like spray tanned. See, but you can see the bruise. You can see the green bruise on my shoulder. I don't know what I thought I was getting away with. But I did wear boots. I wore like shin high Steve Madden boots because I didn't want to wear heels and risk tripping and like hurting myself again. So the girl was in combat boots under that dress.
Oh wow. Okay, but this, I mean, the dress is on fleek. We know that, but dang, bro, it also zip up in the back, don't it?
Mhm.
I mean, don't
Okay.
show that picture. Why would you?
Whoa, I'm sorry. We just did a little bit of hacking. All right. So sorry about that, man. Thank the deep state. We all up in your business. But yeah, man. So yo, Jill, the Oscars. I mean, now listen, now no shade, but we know you probably have done an award show or two before, but this year there was some history made. And I mean, I just wonder, like, what's it like to just be sitting there? I mean, who was you sitting by? Who was behind you? Who was in front of you? Did you smell anybody breath? Was anybody stank? You know what I'm saying? What happened?
Nobody was stank, but this was my third Oscars. So this one was by far the best, especially since like after the Chris Rock thing last year, we kind of it had to be addressed and everybody was like wondering how's it gonna, and it was great. It was like a fun, like Chris had already told his story in his special. It didn't need to be told again, but it definitely needed to be addressed. So it was fun the way Jimmy did it, where he was like, you're going to have to go through. And what he did was, okay, so I'm sitting in the center, fourth row center, and which was amazing. But I was also single. So like, it was like my parents and then my sister-in-law's parents and then me and then my sister-in-law and my little brother and then our family priest. We're really good friends with our priest from growing up, and he's a good friend of Jimmy's, and he's a huge Oscars fan. So he was with us. But I ended up, because the way they did the seats with couples, I was in the middle. So yeah, there's my little brother, Jonathan. He's written for South Park. He's a director. He's a showrunner for Crank Yankers.
Oh,
Baby brother. But so I was right there. So, but in front of me, because like that whole row was pretty much our family, but in front of me was the new Little Mermaid. She was directly in front of me. And then next to her was Zoe Saldana and her date, who I thought, I can spill tea here, right? I legit was a student thought this is for sure, not for Zoe, it's not, but for me it is. I thought for sure this is her gay hairdresser that was sitting with her. That's just my initial. And then they like made out at one point during a commercial break. And I was like, oh, that's all right. That's new. But so I guess he's her date, her boyfriend, whatever. And then in front of them was Lawrence Fishburne and Angela Bassett was there. I could see Lawrence. I didn't really see Angela. There's always people. And even if people get up to use the bathroom, whatever, they have seat fillers come. So there's always kind of motion. And during the breaks, I'm on my phone. I'm checking all the people that are sending me texts going, oh my God, we just saw you, So right in front of the new Little Mermaid was Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, and Tick, Tick, Boom, right? And then right in front of him and one seat over was Austin Butler, who played Elvis.
yeah.
So when Jimmy did his thing of like, if anybody wants to come at me, they're going to have to go through. And then he went to like, I don't know if Elvis was part of that, but you're going to have to go through Spider-Man and you're going to have to go through, I think like Thanos or somebody, I don't know, some other like superhero guy. And then he's like, and the Mandalorian, because Pedro Pascal was one seat over from the Little Mermaid's brother. So he was like Little Mermaid, her brother, one person, and then Pedro Pascal. So I was like right kitty corner from him, and my brother and his wife were right behind him. So at one point I said to him, I keep getting people texting me pictures of myself in the audience with you in front of me going, oh my God, you're there with Pedro Pascal. And he goes, don't they know we came together? And I was like,
oh,
very
nice,
sweet.
Poppy.
Yeah, so I thought that was cute. So then later when I saw him in the like after party, I said, I just will have you know that I've had more guys writing me excited that I was sitting behind you than girls. And he said, I'll take it. So I was like, that's cute. He was very sweet.
Okay, Mando talking that smack. So you were there and a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
I just wonder, like, first of all, I mean, did anybody approach you? Did anybody talk to you? Did you notice anything that should you get asked, in public, to tell us something that we wouldn't know about the Oscars. That
Maybe
other than
Zoe
Zoe Saldana.
makes out with her gay hairdresser. I don't know.
That's crazy. I mean,
no, but Pedro was sweet because my little brother and his wife were sitting next to me right behind Pedro Pascal. And my little brother and his wife, they have a son who's 13 and he's in The Mandalorian. He's one of the kids in it. So I didn't see this week's episode because he said he wasn't in it. So I was like, I don't care. But last week, there he is, Wesley. So he plays not this week's third episode, but the second episode when they like zoom to the kid who's standing in the water and then they put the helmet on him.
Oh, listen, I think you must not know who the fuck we is. Cause we definitely know that little Wesley. We was actually gonna fool you. I was actually gonna trick you into it. I was gonna be like, this was my little plan, Jill. All right, since you already done spilt the beans, I was gonna be like,
I don't need to be tricked. There he is. He's the Tuscan kid.
That's right. This is the way, motherfucker. Goddamn it, she knows. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like geeked up about the fact that they let him show his face. I mean, and even Big Bruh was already like, "Yo, let me go ahead and give my man some shine." Like, I just wonder, like, is he different now that he's 13? On shows? Yeah.
No, I actually had dinner with him last night. My people called his people. No, it was actually my mom's birthday in 2 days. My mom's birthday's on Sunday. So we went out to dinner last night for her birthday and he was there and we were talking. He's just, he was so little there. He started his career. He was the baby bachelor.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you remember that. On Jimmy's show, they did a whole thing where they had the bachelor, but it was the baby bachelor. And Wesley was him. He was like 3, I think. And it was so cute. He was adorable. Here, I'll send you me and Wesley last night. We just talked. I was like, we just talked about other stuff. I don't talk to him about that stuff. He gets enough people wanting to know about his acting. I was talking to him about baseball and school, and he's very funny. He's very mature for his age. I think you kind of have to be a kid actor. But he's a great kid, and he likes me because I let him curse.
Does his parents know that you let him curse? Because they will now.
They suspect it, but they do not allow it. And we did this. We put a paper up between us and his dad last night, and he was cursing up a storm, and it was hilarious.
What is he? Is he dropping F-bombs?
Oh yeah. Like and I was like, okay. I was like, do what you got. I don't care. My son cursed from probably one of his first words was a curse word. And I've just always not really cared. I care how you act and how you treat people. I don't care if you use dirty words. It doesn't, whatever.
That's crazy. I thought it was funny that I actually saw you had a post where you basically was saying, listen, I think that my little nephew may just very well be more famous than all of us.
Than all the rest of us. Yeah, for sure. Because he's so when he did that Tuscan kid in that movie, he or TV show, whatever it was, he they liked him a lot. And they asked him to come back and do the role that he does on Mandalorian because they liked him and wanted him, as you said, to be able to show his face. Mm-hmm. He actually just did a movie. It's on Netflix with Reese Witherspoon and Ashton Kutcher. He plays their son. Well, Reese's son. And he's like, it's like Reese and Ashton are the main stars. Tig Notaro's kind of like secondary. And he's kind of like the male support. If a male supporting actor in that film is him, he's the kid. And he has another movie coming out next Christmas with Chris Evans, Captain America, and The Rock.
No! Oh, snap. We made it. You hear that, Tyrone? We made it. Oh, yeah. Look, man.
Wait. Hold on. Am I in the movie? Did I get in there? What happened? You said we made it. I didn't get the script. What happened?
Yeah, it's not a Marvel movie, though. It's I don't know if it's Marvel or not. All I know is it's a Christmas movie.
Okay.
So that'll be released next year. It's really cool. Proud of that kid. But the Oscars was great. So Pedro was great. Who else you guys might be interested in? I don't know. There wasn't anything else really like.
Well, I don't know how you feel, but we actually sat and we watched. I mean, I didn't watch the whole Oscars. You know, it's a weird thing. And shout out to Poppy over here, Big Poppy, sitting right alongside the homie Jill. That's a big deal, man. But we did see that there was some history made. So
Yeah.
on the Sunday night when they were giving away Oscars, some of the good news is that look, comic book movies, movies of science fiction, movies where they depict like the time travel and multiverses and stuff like that are now becoming more mainstream and more prominent. So it was really nice to see everything everywhere at once kind of get its just due. So you were actually in the building to witness history, the very first woman of Asian descent to win Best Actor or Actress, and that is history in the making. Jill, I
Yeah.
mean, what did the room light up? Was there any hateration?
Oh, everybody went crazy. You know, I think I should probably start by saying this. I haven't seen any of the movies that were nominated. Nothing, not a one, not even close. I haven't seen any of it, so I don't know who deserved what. So, but when you say like Angela Bassett was snubbed, like to me, I feel like a snub is like they did something that the Academy was like, we're not gonna. I mean, she may have deserved to win it over the other person. But I feel like a snub is like a bad slam. And I just feel like maybe they just, picked wrong. Because a snub seems like so like inflammatory, like I was snubbed. And you're like, we ride at dawn, you're like going to go help me out. I didn't see the movie, so I can't say if she, was deserving to win.
Honestly, and I think that's ultimately, as much as I love you, Jill, and you're my very best friend from Vegas, and we tour, we do clubs, and we do cruises. I mean, the movies, you got to see them to make these comparisons.
Right.
And I'm just going to keep it real. Like, listen, we're all superhero fans on this show, and yes, we're a little biased because Wakanda Forever we do believe is one of the best movies of 2022, but at the same time, not only was it one of the best movies, but Angela Bassett gave one of the best performances, and she had to hold it down for one Chadwick Boseman, who unfortunately his untimely demise led to them having to reshape the whole entire movie. So she really rocked the shit out of this movie, and if it wasn't
what I'm gonna do, I'm going to watch the Wakandas, both of them, because I haven't seen either of them. I don't see movies. I just don't. You know what I do? I lay in my bed on my phone and Law & Order SVU is on in the background. That's what I do.
So they're both streaming on Disney Plus, Jill. So
I have a subscription, or I should say my daughter does, and it's on my TV. So I'm going to watch both of them since I'm going to be laid up for a while. I had to cancel several cruises because I'm doing this insurance dance of, okay, now you need to see your PCP and do you have a referral? And now you need a specialist. So I'm going to watch both those movies because also I was actually at Jimmy's show the night Wakanda Forever premiered, the premiere night. And he had the 3 leading actresses on. What? And that was pretty incredible to be in that audience and see them being interviewed. And they were just gorgeous and smart and they didn't want to give anything away. So they were like coy.
Oh shit. Sorry, you still there, Jill?
Yeah.
There she is. All right, I'm sorry. Bye.
Did you lose me?
Lost her for a couple of seconds. It was an accident. So they were there. You were there the night that they came out. That's crazy. Crazy. At her show, at Jimmy's show, right there, on the front row, in the back.
Me?
You. When you said
it's a really small audience. If you've ever been. You'll go sometime. When you ever come to LA next time, we'll go. It's a small audience.
I heard it, right? I heard that, right?
But it's small. We usually sit in it's like the second or third row. It's like the house seats. And they just put you there so that Jimmy knows it's like somebody. So like if he needs to refer to somebody like talk to, he knows it's somebody who knows somebody in those seats. Or one of my friends sat there one time and apparently she and her friends were talking through the taping. So I got a lovely little email from him saying, who were your friends that were at the show tonight? They talked to David.
Oh, no. Yo, you got scolded by... Now, hold on. Now, see, y'all grew up together. So is it weird to when y'all were growing up, Was there sibling rivalry? Did you used to beat him up? You know, is it weird?
Not like rivalry, but he was not a fan of mine.
What? What you mean he wasn't a fan of
I'm
yours?
like 3 years younger than him, and I was always just like, I was always like the annoyed, like, oh my God, little sister. I was always boy crazy. I had a new boyfriend every week. I was always getting in trouble with my friend Jenny. Me and my mom were always yelling at each other. So I was getting my ass beat in the hallway by my mother. And he would just take over my lifeless body and go play Dungeons and Dragons with his nerd friends.
Yo,
Yeah.
so you're the younger, you're younger than him, and this is the baby brother.
I'm the middle. Yeah. Jonathan's the baby.
So did y'all like team up on him and like, oh, shut up, mom just likes you because you're the baby and
No, we love the baby.
Oh.
Everyone loves the baby. He's 47 now, but he's the baby and he always will be. Jonathan is our favorite. He's everybody's favorite. He's funny. He's so funny, like sickly funny that you're like, how do you come up with this stuff? And he's talented and he's a great dad. And he's my favorite. If I could be stranded on a desert island, I would pick Jonathan.
Oh shit! That goes into my next question. Which brother is the favorite? But goddamn,
it's not that he's like it's not that I like him better than Jimmy, but Jonathan just makes me laugh so much, and Jimmy intimidates me because he's my older brother.
Oh shit!
So I'm always like nervous. I'm always like, am I not doing enough? Am I talking too much? Am I talking too loud? I always want to impress my big brother, but my baby brother, he's just the little guy. So. I don't know. It's weird. He's a grown ass man with a family, but I always feel like, rockabye Jonathan.
Do you feel pressure? Like, I mean, your nephew is in Mandalorian. Your brother just hosted the Oscars. I mean, is there something in you that's like, man, I don't want to have to walk anybody's footsteps. I just want to be my own damn person. Why don't people leave me the fuck alone? Or
no, I don't feel like that at all. I just do that. Like, I don't walk in his footsteps because I never could. I mean, really, who could, right? I'm happy for them and their success and what they're doing, and I think it's amazing. And then I'm just trying. I've got a show that I'm writing right now, and Jonathan's helping me like figure it out, and we're gonna pitch it and stuff. So fingers crossed. I mean, cruise ships are fun for a while until they're not anymore, right? Like.
Especially during that whole COVID streak. I don't know about you, but I was so over all of the fucking rules. Like, you get caught taking a picture without your mask on.
Oh, yeah, I know. Can't post it. You can't go into port. There was so many things. Can't go to crew bar. Can't do your laundry.
Can't go to crew bar.
I have to write 3 weeks worth of laundry with me. Like, yeah, I know. But now we're back in action. We can go to crew bar. We can do everything. So it's fun, but also it's a lot of work. It's a lot of travel. It's a lot of being away from your family and your cute dog. So.
Well, let me ask you this. I do think that it's interesting when you do have folks that are easily recognizable, and then once people learn that you are related, you don't really know who to trust, right? Like, because you don't know who's trying to talk to you because they're trying to slide
a little bit. But I'm kind of good at weeding that out. Because, like, usually, I hate most people. Most people I dislike. Tyrone, you were at that show. Vince, I think you were also. Remember that one girl, that one comedian? And she was, like, all up in my ass. And I think it was just because I was, like, another female comedian. Yeah. So she was, like, really nervous. She was crying in the bathroom after her set. And she was just, like, so annoying. I was like, Christy B, please never put me on a show with this girl again. I hate her. And she's like, what did she do? I'm like nothing. But for most people, I get a vibe on me. There's few people that I'm like, I like this person. We're going to hang. They're actually my friends. So I don't think anyone that I feel that way about has ever overstepped in like the Jimmy realm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tyrone, you get a vibe pretty quickly when people are like, so... Do you think you could send this link to your brother? He could read my thing. You're like, no, and I can block you very fast now. Bye.
Wow,
yeah.
wow. Tyrone, Where was that? Do you know? Do you know what she's talking about?
I do know exactly what she's talking about. I won't say the name.
No, don't say her
I'll
name
tell you
because I
later.
honestly don't even
Yeah.
remember it. So
Yeah,
there's no point
yeah.
in saying.
I just remember like I remember seeing because I think that might have been
Your parents were there.
My parents were definitely there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that was like the second time we met or something. Like
Yeah,
I
either
would
the
admit
first
that
or
one. I would
second.
admit that one.
And I just remember no, that was the first time I met. I
It
just
was in
remember.
Elks Lodge or something.
Oh, y'all doing shows without me now? That's what we doing?
Oh no, this was
That's
like
how
the
we doing
first
it?
time that we met Jill. Like Christy V had booked me to come down.
Yeah, it was like that week of shows where I met all of you guys on different shows.
Oh, okay. So it was the night before we did the joint at the
Before or
hotel.
after, yeah, something.
Yeah. I just remember. I remember seeing. I remember like because we talked a little bit before the show, just hung out, had a drink or whatever, and then I just remember during the show, while I remember this person being around you a lot, and
She
I
was
got
so
a couple of
annoying.
times I just saw the look where you were just like,
Uh-oh.
I felt bad, but I was also like, get her away from me. There's a couple of pictures of me actually standing there, and I'm like dead facing her. Christy was just like snapping pictures of me, just like.
Oh man, that's crazy. Well, listen,
Michael Harrison.
Yeah, man, he came out.
He just became an American citizen.
Are you serious? I didn't know he was what? Okay,
Canadian.
Okay.
He was Canadian.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, Canadian. Yeah, because he did do a little gig with me. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy, man. Well, I don't know. It is weird, but since you do have a family that is in the biz, as they say, you got your brother who you say is writing on, I think, South Park or something like that, or a couple of shows.
And
you got your
Crank Yankers, yeah.
And Crank Yankers. Okay, you got a nephew who's tearing it up. I mean, I got a feeling this dude, he's giving me strong, like, what was old boy from Terminator? Remember the dude that was a heartthrob in the first Terminator? Okay, all right.
There's a heartthrob in that?
The
Again,
first
I've never seen that.
T2. Remember T2? The dude that played John. Tyrone, your mic is low as hell.
Don't say Edward Furlong because he was not cute.
So low.
No,
But you got that. Then you've got Jimmy, and you know what I'm saying? He's doing
my cousin Sal.
Yeah, all of that. So what? I mean, you end up doing your thing big, and I've seen Jill like destroy stages.
You've also seen me bomb.
I don't think I've seen that. I haven't seen that.
Well, maybe you weren't paying attention, but the last show we did together, I hate it. I was like, I hate it. This audience hates me. I'm never coming back to this venue because every time I'm here, I do not do well at this venue.
I know the one you talk about. You're talking about
They
the
have
one
good
in
food though.
Daytona Beach. Those folks are a little up at
Yeah,
but,
and I'm filthy for those of you who don't know me.
she definitely doesn't hold back on the words. But honestly, I mean, I think obviously Tyrone can attest to this. We're our harshest critics, right? So we can be fairly decent, but we're not judging ourselves on what happened. We're judging ourselves on what we know should have been in our minds.
That's fair.
So I sat and I watched you. You did not bomb. I'll let you think that if you want, but I'm not going to. If you bombed, I'll let you know. I'll be like, yeah, well, it was a bad night. You know
I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, it wasn't a bomb. I mean, you know what your strong sets are, and it's only because, like I said, you have a threshold that you're trying to reach. And if you don't get the roar at that one joke where you know it's supposed to hit, you think that it's a failure. But I watched the show and you got your laughs, and I know that it worked. And this time I know you ain't bomb because half the club ended up following us to karaoke that night anyway. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers did come. So if you was really that bad, are they really going to come and watch you?
Because I was talking about how good I am at, I don't know if we were allowed to be dirty on this thing or not. So.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. It's a family show, motherfucker.
That closing joke gets him every time.
Well, listen. I'm just wondering, like, there are so many different, it feels like there may have been a lot of different lanes for you. You know, I'm sure that there's other members of your family that aren't in the biz, that just did the regular 9-to-5 joint, whatnot.
Most people. Most of them.
So what is it that inspired you, or what is it that you think said that you said to yourself that said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hop on this stage right quick. I'm gonna go ahead and do what it is that I think I have some talent here. Was there like an inkling from a young age that like maybe I could do this, or was it inspirational because you did see Big Bro and them actually jumping in the biz, or what? I mean, what was the decision that led to it?
No, I actually I was always an actress. Like I always acted. I would be in school plays and church plays, and I loved that. And then I was in college. It was like my first year at Arizona State, and I got cast in some TV movie, and I just had one part, it was like 2 or 3 speaking lines in this one little made-for-TV movie, and I loved it. I was hooked. I was like, I love it. I'm going to be famous. Like it was my first audition, and I got the part. Clearly. And then you come to find out like you really need someone to cast you in something if you want to act, unless you're going to write your own movie or whatever, which I certainly wasn't going to do. Writing is not my strong suit. And so I got really like, I don't want to say depressed, but really like turned off to it. Like, when is this ever going to happen? You know, it was like, it's not. And then I was married, and my ex-husband, we were married still. He took me to a comedy show. It was like the one date he ever planned. And he was like, you should do this. Like they write all their own material. Like I can memorize a script. He's like, no, you would be good at this. And so I tried it, and I fell in love with it. And that will be 18 years ago this July 2nd.
I'm so mad that she got married, and during her marriage, her husband planned one date. The entire time.
One.
All I need is one date. No, that's crazy, man. So
one date.
Who did y'all see at the comedy show? Do you remember?
I think it was a bunch of locals. It was in Arizona. It was a club that hasn't been like closed really shortly after that time we went. It wasn't anyone famous. It was like Arizona locals kind of. But the first comedian I ever saw was at the Tempe Improv. I was 18, and I went with my boyfriend at the time, who was not my husband. My boyfriend at the time, Mark, my brother, Jimmy, and his wife, his first wife, Gina, my mom and dad. And we went to see Robert Schimmel.
Oh.
And they put us in the front row, and he was so filthy. And I'm there with my parents, and I was mortified. I was like dying. But like, what a great story. And then years later, I'm performing with him, and I'm telling him, you were my first comedy show that I ever saw. And so that was kind of cool, a little full circle moment. But I've been around comedy for longer than some of you have been alive. I mean, 18 years. I can't believe it.
That's a long time. Yeah.
It's a long time, and I'm still not famous. I should kill myself now.
Oh, Jesus, don't talk like that. We already get injured on
I mean, unalive, whatever the kids say. Unalive myself. My friend said that the other day. She goes, oh, you know, and sometimes I get depressed and I think about unaliving. I go, what is this unaliving shit? Right now? She goes, well, that's what they say. I go, that's what they say. We say kill ourselves. Hang by the road. We don't say unalive.
I just want to take a moment to appreciate that she was like, I've been in comedy longer than some of y'all have been alive, and she's at 18 years, and I'm over here like, okay, skincare,
yeah,
skincare.
I could legitimately be both of you girls' mom, and Tyrone's mom too, probably.
I'm turning 35 this year.
Oh, no,
how old?
35.
I could be your mom.
Okay.
I'll be 53 this year.
Yeah, you could be my mom. My mom's gonna be the same age as you this year.
Yeah, I could totally be your mom's. I mean, I would have started just a little young, but not too young.
I'm 39. I'm up there.
All right.
I could be your daddy.
Is it still low? What the hell?
No, you're great.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like you sound low to me.
Okay.
You sound quiet to me. I just got my nails done today, ladies. What do you think?
Hold up, pull up.
I got a new color. Don't they look good?
What?
Right?
Pull up. All right. What Korean shop we hitting?
It's called White Bunny.
Yeah,
like Bad Bunny, but White Bunny. I know, I loved it.
Any black bunnies out there? Just asking for a friend.
On my toes.
I feel like that's a really blonde joke, low key.
What'd you say, Yaz?
I said I feel like that's like a low key legally blonde joke.
This is possibly.
Yo, Joe, I got a little Oscars insider question for you.
Ooh, yeah, let's go.
Because I always hear, and I'm fascinated by stories of stinky celebrities.
Oh.
I'm wondering if you walked by anybody, or like maybe you can allude to somebody who you were just like, oh, these people really do stink. Like, I just want to know who's a celebrity. Like, that's all. I want.
Celebrity.
Celebrity.
That's funny. Nobody actually. Nobody smelled. Nobody smelled good or bad. I didn't smell anything. I had COVID. I went with full blown COVID. I couldn't smell anything.
Oh shit!
That's fine.
Right.
Damn, you took out all of Hollywood. Okay.
No, they tested all of us. But you know what the funny thing is? So we were down, like, it's a 2-story theater. So we were down on the bottom level, and then there's the mezzanine, which is like the balcony. And if you were down on the bottom level, which is where all of the celebrities and then, like, you know, people like me or whoever else, like casts and crew or whatever, is you had to get COVID tested and you had to send the results in. But if you were up in the balcony, you didn't need to do that. I'm like, do they not think that shit travels? That shit travels. They just like let the poor people up in the balcony spread around. Our famous people, get them tested.
Yo, that's crazy, man. But I mean,
That was weird.
But so I mean, if they test you, and I mean, how long in advance? How far in advance does that happen? I mean, because I mean, you could get.
The show was Sunday. We had to test either Friday or Saturday. And then you have to upload the results by, I think it was like by Sunday morning at 6 a.m. or something. So.
Well, okay. So all right. So walk us through this real quick. When is the moment that you found out that you were going to the Oscars?
I'll tell you when I found out. Let's see. I was on my way to a ship and I was going to, it was about a month and a half ago. I texted my brother and I said, I asked him if he was having the after party this year, because the last time he hosted, he had an after party and it was incredible. And I said, because my daughter was coming in for the weekend, my daughter's 20 and my son is 22. And I said, Allison's coming in. And if you're having the party, I'll tell Carson to come in too, because he would love that. And Jimmy said, we're actually not doing the party this year. It's kind of more of a pain in the ass than even like having to host, you know, because it's just a lot of work. So I said, all right. And he's like, but I'm sure it won't be a problem to get a ticket for you. So I was like, okay, but I still didn't know 100%. And then about 3 weeks later, my dad got an email and he was on the email with like Jimmy's wife's parents and Jimmy's wife's sister and her husband and a couple of our cousins. And I was not on the email. And my dad was upset thinking I wasn't invited. So he tells me about this email like, I got an email about the Oscars and my dad was all nervous thinking that I wasn't. And I was like, well, I already talked to Jimmy. And I'm like, why wouldn't I be on that email? And I was kind of like, maybe I'm not invited. I was feeling a little butthurt over it, to be honest, because to see all the other people that were on it and for me not to be, I was like, it's fine. And then I got on a plane and flew to Hawaii to get on a ship. And when I landed, I got the Wi-Fi and I got a text from Jimmy that said, you weren't on that email because I already told you I had a ticket for you. And I was like, okay, thanks. So it was about 5 weeks ago or something. Yeah.
What would you have done if you weren't invited?
Unalive myself. I would have been very butthurt and sad, and I would have made every excuse in my brain why I understand and how, of course, his wife's sister's invited. She only has 2 siblings, but Jimmy has a huge family, and the cousins that were invited both work on the show. And I would have like tried to do all those things, and then I probably would have just watched alone with my dog and cried.
Aww.
And wished that he tripped falling down the stairs. I would have sent Will Smith to that show to take care of him.
That's sibling Rob.
Yeah, there he is. Yep.
Come on, man. So let me ask you that. Like, what? So you saw the whole debacle. You saw what happened. You saw it from TV a year ago. And one of the things that your brother did so well was kind of play off of the entire fiasco, so to speak, that took place with Rock and Will. But let's just say it was last year and Jimmy made that joke and you watched one Will Smith walk up to Jimmy and proceed to smack him right in the face, and you're right there on the front row. What do you do?
If I was there, Will Smith would have gotten his fucking ass kicked by Jill Kimmel is what would have happened, because you don't play. That's when I was like, let somebody try to hit him. He's got a grip of people. Me, my cousins, my brother. You kidding me? I was like, fuck around and find out. No, would not have happened. Would you forget? We are from Brooklyn.
That's it.
Oh shit!
That's why the whole family was invited. He was like, "Hey, just in case, I need y'all."
Yeah, he's like, he's got the whole army out there.
4th row center because I need to be quick. Yeah, there's no bullshit.
Broken shoulder and all.
Bitch, I got another one. Bitch, come on.
Right
on the left.
We can
On your
even them
left.
out.
All right.
Exactly.
Couple tough questions, right quick. So, yo, brother. I mean, I ain't trying to make this about you.
It's fine. Just ask whatever questions you want to know about. Really.
But the fact of the matter is, your brother has a lot of connections. All right, and it would behoove oneself, if you are related to that person, to try to tap into those connections. And you've already stated on the show that, nah, man, you want to kind of have your own lane. You ain't trying to necessarily be a coattail rider. But
Right.
Does it ever get tempting? Do you ever want to be like, yo, man, can you call Howard Stern and I want to do a little, I want to go on his show, or how about you let me do 5 minutes on your show? I mean, you got your nephew on there. I can't do 5. Or you said that there's some family members that works on the show. Have you ever,
Right.
I mean,
My nephew was on because he had a movie that was debuting the next day. Right. So he was debuting the Reese Witherspoon movie he was in. That's when he was on. Listen, would I say no to anything he offered? Of course not. But I would never ask, for one thing, because I'm doing my own thing and I'm happy doing my own thing. And I don't feel like I'm struggling. Like, I feel good in like where I am in my career. And I also feel like I would never, this is the main thing, I would never put him in the position of having to tell me no. I would never do that. Have to make him go like, now I got to tell her she's, whatever. I'm like, I'm doing my thing. And if he's had things where he's, asked me to do things or doing bits on the show, or, I used to do this like Facebook series that he would produce. He basically would edit my script and give me ideas and whatever and that kind of thing. So we've done stuff and I don't feel like left out or whatever. But no, my main thing is, I don't ever want him to feel like he wants to say no and he feels bad. I never want to put him in. I'd rather have him go, why didn't you ask me?
Yeah.
Than go, fuck, now I got to tell her no.
So do you think that that's playing it too safe? I mean, let's keep it real. You just told us you could be the mother of a few folks here on the staff, on the panel. And, hey, we ain't none of us got Benjamin Button. So the time's gonna come when we're gonna hit that Medicare collection age, and we might start thinking like, did I?
Not that far off from me.
Yeah,
I feel like everything happens for a reason, and everything happens at its own pace. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Like Jimmy doesn't do stand up; he never has. I like doing cruises. Like I have fun doing it. I meet a lot of really, really great people. You know how that goes. That was the Pride of America, that ship. I met some of my best friends last summer on that ship. And I just, I don't know. I'm having a good time. And I like kind of doing my own thing. And I think he respects that, So if he was a brain surgeon, oh my God.
Yeah.
I think that was my nephew Billy, Jimmy's son's birthday party. The one with the heart condition. He was born with he'll be 6. That was fun. That was a good time.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess in a sense, when you are playing it so humble, it could be also kind of, I guess, I don't know, as a sister, as a sibling or even just as a family member who watches. I mean, because I literally could easily see your nephew who you let curse, who, by the way, he has an invite, man. We love to hear what it's like on the set of freaking Mandalorian, but that's crazy. Like, I could easily see him start to become like a heartthrob and start to like skyrocket into fame.
For
and
sure.
Like, then, I'm gonna keep it 100. I will play the humble role in public, and I'll sit there and be like, yeah, of course. Yeah, he's doing great. I love it. I'm so happy for him. But deep down, I'm like, God damn it, man. You know what I'm saying? Can a brother get an extra role or shit?
You know what? I never felt like that. There's one comedian who I'm friendly with who does feel like that about certain things. He's had, he's very successful, and he's had people that have opened for him move on and find some success in like TV and movies and stuff. And he has said to me, like, I don't understand why they wouldn't offer me a role on that. And that just skeeves me out. Like that, like turns my stomach. I'm so like, ew, that's so, what do the kids say? Cringe. It is very cringe. You know, it's like, ew. He's very like, I just don't understand, you know, she opened for me or this one opened for me and they, you know, and I never hear from one of them. He goes, I haven't heard from this person in like 5 years. And I go, that's interesting. You know what happened 5 years ago? That person that you're talking about that you haven't heard from, he was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, fuck.
He was like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, so clearly you didn't reach out to him either.
Wow.
So you know what I mean? Like, that is gross to me. It's kind of like if you went somewhere and you had to pay for your own dinner, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, I'd love a drink. And then they're like, would you like a second? And you're like $18 a drink. You know, oh no, it's okay. I'll have water. I'm good with one. You know, you had the one drink, you like treated yourself, but you're like, it's $18 a drink. Like, am I going to have dessert? I mean, maybe. But then if you find out someone else is paying, and now you're going balls out ordering like seafood towers. And yes, bring me the bottle. That is disgusting.
Yeah, I do think you either have that in you or you don't. Like,
right. And I don't like that.
Yeah. Like, I feel like there are a lot of people who are like, I will ask for anything at any time from anyone. And sometimes those people will get a lot of shit because of it. And that's great for them.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I think that makes me feel icky. Like I'm like,
the cringe.
Like, yeah.
Cringe.
Yeah. Totally. It's also sus. What else? What other words can I say?
It shows that that's not Riz. You know
is
what I
it
mean?
bad?
Riz. Riz is new.
Is
How
it
do you
bad
properly-
that I'm the youngest and you guys know more like trendy words than I do?
Well, I have kids.
I have a teenager. Yeah, I have a teenager.
This is a result of taking your kids' phones.
Yeah, so that's why, you know, I only know because I have college kids and I watch TikTok all day long.
I mean, I watch TikTok every now and then, but my fiance, like, he's older than me by 2 years, and he's the one that tells me all these new words. He's like, babe, you got to keep up with the times. I'm like, you kids, okay.
Knock yourself out, you youngsters.
She's our resident baby. So check it out, Jill. Like, you get a magic wand. You're able to fast forward 5 years from now. What are you doing? What have you accomplished? Where are you now?
Starring in my TV show that I'm writing right now. I hope this show takes off and I get to bring a lot of my friends that are really talented along with me and act, which is really my friend. Look at how cute he is, which is my first love, act in the show. Because I always said, like, everyone's like, oh, what part would you like to play? Like, I don't really want to play a part. Like, I want to kind of be me in a show. Like, I'm a decent actor, but I'm a really good Jill Kimmel.
Shit.
I can play me real well. And so I don't know. That's if you had in 5 years, if I could fast forward, that is what I would see. The show that, oh God, I put that on every dating profile and I still have not been successful.
What? No way, man. But you know, the luscious lips.
I know.
I mean, how do you not?
Great, like it was pre-broken collarbone. It was like,
well, I think that your next profile picture might not be that one. It should probably maybe consider letting it be this one right here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. And that's good. I should. You know what? You're not wrong. That's a good. Yeah. It's funny because once in a while on the dating apps, I will see somebody with a picture with like either with my brother or like with Adam Carolla. Anybody who's like, look at me in this photo. Like, I'm like, ew. I'd rather see another fish photo.
Yo, you don't fuck with Adam. Like I mean, they did the.
Not that I don't fuck with them. It's like cringe to me that they'd be like, I'm at Adam Carolla. In my mind, I'm like, okay, like it's just any like celebrity you're in a picture with, and you show it off on a dating app. Like on a dating app, I want to see your dog. I want to see maybe you in the kitchen or, you know, something you love to do. Maybe you're skiing, like something. and I want to see maybe you with a group of your buddies holding up a beer. So I know that like I'm not going to be the alcoholic in the equation. You know what I mean? Like I want to see a little of your life. But if you're like, look at the one thing I did, and it happens to be like Jimmy or Adam.
Well, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
If I was
because
single-
then also I know that they're going to be like a star fucker if they ever come to my house.
Right.
That's the other thing that I worry that they're going to be like, oh my God, like you thought it was so cool. You made it your profile picture. How are you going to act at Christmas? You know?
Oh God, yeah.
Next thing you know, you get all of the stories on Instagram with you sleeping in the bed and them like,
Right?
you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, shit, that's the crazy
Drooling with
part.
my earplugs in.
All I'm saying is, listen, if you're gonna do the dating app thing, if this ain't the profile picture, man, if they ain't getting you no hits, put this one up right here, and all the geeks gonna come to the yard. Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hey, what's
I
happening
like
there?
nerds, but they start to be hot. I like a hot nerd.
Hey.
No, yeah, you're a hot nerd for sure. 100%.
Okay, bless you. Whoa.
Yeah, but your body's too good.
His head already big.
Your body's too good.
What
Your
the
body's
fuck?
too good. Yeah, if I saw a picture of you shirtless, I would never date you because that means that I got to step up my game.
Never that.
You know what I'm saying?
Your body's too good. There's a problem right there off the bat.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because it means like obviously you're not going to want thunder thighs over here if you look like a male model.
Hey,
Like, you're
don't
gorgeous.
judge me.
So
Hey, listen, you don't know.
you're trying
You
to
don't
say
know nothing.
Winston Duke is out for you with the watermelon, is what you're trying to say, Jill.
I mean, I might give it a shot. Maybe just once or twice to make sure I, made the right
I
decision.
don't know, man. Listen, my favorite color is cougar. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and try to, I like my women mature.
Bravo.
When I find the G spot, I want them mature enough to scream out bingo. You know what I'm saying? But that's a story for another day.
God bless you. God bless you, sir. On behalf of teachers everywhere. Nothing.
Nah, man, nah. Well, I mean, the story sounds great. I'm not a network exec, right? I said those letters out of order.
Network executive
right now, but the story really writes itself. I mean, you playing you, just living your life, dealing with the bullshit of men.
That was my original idea, actually, was like me playing me, and it was kind of like my life, kind of almost like a Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of thing. But then I came up with this other idea, and I feel like it's going to be great. It's the only thing that I've ever actually written and been excited about.
And again, like, I know I'm kind of beating this horse, but I mean, the temptation to be like, yo, bruh, can you hit up what's the name at the in the studio and just be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? My sis got something popping right here just because. I mean, here's the thing. I'm gonna say something real quick, and I hope I don't drone on about this, but I think that, and this isn't. I'm not saying this about you, right quick. This ain't about you, Jill, but I think that the I don't like this word, but I'm gonna say it. Nepotism. I think it gets a bad rap in a sense.
I do too.
I think that it's fucked up. I think it's fucked up when, look, I come from St. Louis. All right. When I grew up, we was living in my granny's attic.
You're from the Lou and you're proud.
Goddamn right. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rep. What's up, Nelly? We see you, Cornell. All right. Repping U City all day. 8 Deuce and Olive. Pull up on your boy. Al, what up, blood? Let's do it. But I've seen my family come from humble beginnings. And so when I see like my baby brother and baby sister who grew up in Florida, you know what I'm saying, in Lake Mary, which is like one of the best school districts in the Orlando area. And they don't know nothing about, you know what I'm saying, having to eat cereal on a paper plate. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about putting water in your cereal. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about.
Did they ever watch Friday?
They know by proxy, you know what I'm saying? But it won't hurt.
By proxy.
They never had to walk to school, you know what I'm saying, as a 5, 6, 7-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it was back then. We was walking to school at 6, and like they won't ever experience that, but that's a good thing, right? Like, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, why would you wish struggle on your people? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So I get it. Like, it gets on my nerves when I see folks like coming down on John David Denzel's son, Washington, or whatever. What's his name?
John
Tyrone
David Washington.
baptized fading out. Yeah, I don't like it when his dad. It's like, well, fuck yeah, his dad put in work, so now he gets to live on that estate, and he gets to reap the benefits because he paved the way. And I'm gonna say something. I hope this don't no offense or nothing, but I mean that's kind of what generational wealth is about. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of black folks are still mad that you don't get reparations because we didn't have the time.
Sure,
we're
catching up. You're like we're just catching up right now with what you guys have had forever.
Yeah. So when I hear somebody like, oh, well, I don't really want to bother my dad about, what I'm saying? My dad, yeah, he's Jason Momoa, but, I don't really want to, bother him about getting on the Aquaman set because I want to do my own thing. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. If you don't shoot your goddamn shot, you know what I'm saying? Like you have.
Yeah, you know what, though? There's a difference between your dad, who I ask for everything. And you see the house I'm in right now? Thanks, Dad. Yeah, no, there's a difference between your dad and your brother. And also, I'm not struggling. That's the thing. If I was struggling, and Jimmy's very good about, I have one nephew right now who's out of work. And Jimmy's like, oh, so what are you doing? And my mom's like, oh, he's out of work right now. And my brother's like, what do you mean? What are you doing? What do you want? What do you want to do? What do you like? And now he's questioning you. His wheels are turning. Where can I find him a job? What can I do? What can I help him with? He's always like that. I just stand, I do my thing. I don't need help. I've needed help in the past with different things. My ex-husband was an idiot and ran up a credit card we had to like $20,000 behind my back. Oh, wow. And it was in my mom's name. My mom had opened a credit card for me to use for our honeymoon. And then I was supposed to pay it off, which I did. And then my ex-husband took it and used it and ran it up to $20,000. And I had to call Jimmy and be like, Mom's ruined. And he paid it off. He does stuff like that all the time. But, I'm doing my thing. I love my career. If I was working in an office, I would definitely be like, hey, you think maybe I could, be a production coordinator or something on one of your sets? I'm good at organizing things and ordering lunch, whatever. But I'm living my life and I don't need his motherfucking help. I mean, any help he would give would be amazing, obviously, but I really just don't need it. So I try very hard because I have needed help in a lot of ways in the past, especially financially, because my ex-husband just didn't really want to work. And it was one of those things. It's not easy. And you're like, why am I supporting our family? So I try very hard. I pick very carefully what I ask for help with. I'm like, I'm doing a career that I can do on my own. Sometime there might be something I can't do on my own. Like Elton John came. One of my best friends is an Elton John tribute act. That's what he does on the ships. So did I ask Jimmy for tickets? You bet your ass. Could I have spent $700 per ticket? Sure. But why? He got them for free and we're in the 15th row. So stuff like that I do ask for help with. Oh, look, Sonny wants to be in the picture.
Hey, pull up, little Chewy. What's his name?
Sonny. He just got groomed today.
Okay, you want to be on the new Blurred Order? He I like Spider-Man. I like Mandalorian.
He's looking at you like we're supposed to be cuddling on the couch right now.
No, that's exactly how he's looking at me.
He's like, exactly.
I'm right here.
Sonny's like, she's got a heart out at 8:10.
I dare you, yo. I was about to say, well, listen, I have a couple more questions real quick, and then we might.
Does anybody else have questions besides Vince?
I tried to talk to these motherfuckers, but they shy as fuck.
You guys are all cute. You're like a good little support staff.
I'm literally. This is what I'm gonna give a little background inside baseball. I literally, and you can tell them this, Tyrone, am I lying? I literally just put in the chat, jump in, y'all.
I saw that.
I talked to you. Saw okay. I was like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all. I mean, I know I'm hosting.
I know we're friends, so it makes sense. And Tyrone, but I'd like to get to know the rest of you also in a sexual way.
You too, Joe. He wants us to jump in between the times he breathes.
He's a great host. You guys got to muscle your way in there. Get some elbows in.
Thank you.
Bitch. But I do have a question for you, Joe. Because one of the things that I heard you talk about was after your divorce, you know, like one of the, you know, kind of joked about it, but she was like, you know, I want to do everything.
And everybody.
I'm just kind of curious, like since your divorce and everything, like what are some of the things that you've been out here doing? Like what, like for fun, or you know, just to, you know, chill or whatever?
That's a good question. You know, my ex-husband he's a good person, and we are, you know, we have 2 kids together, and we're friends, you know, we're good. But he was just, I think he wants to be a football player. That was like his dream. And he ended up having kids very young with his, you know, the person before me. And so he just had to like get a job at a pizza place and do that kind of stuff. And he never lived his dream. And I think when he saw me living my dream, even though he's the one who told me to do it, I think it weighed on him. And he would get like, well, when are you going to be home? And, oh, you're always out doing your thing. And I'm like, I'm working, you know, and I think because I was working in like a setting with a ton of guys and I was traveling with them and, you know, even just going to the club and even if I didn't have a show, you know, hanging out, it bothered him. And he became really, really jealous and insecure. So for me, the things I would do is I would stay out till 1 a.m. and not have to report to anybody. It was like, oh my God, it like felt so nice to just be able to, you know what the main thing was? To have people come visit me and stay with me. Because we fought so much that I never wanted anyone to come visit. But like now, I'll be like, Vince, Tyrone, if you guys come out, you know, let me know. You'll stay at my place. Like, remember last time, Vince, you were here and you like stayed with your sister or something? I was like, you could always stay with me. You know, I was never able to do that. And it feels so good to like have friends in my home and to be able to cook for them and like, you know, treat them and like take them around. And that's really the main thing that I do now that it's just me. And I also took over the closet. Like, I mean, how many pairs of sneakers I have. It's crazy. So yeah, that was my main thing. Just really treating myself to like relationships with other people, not necessarily, you know, romantic, but just really building my relationships with people that I cared about, which I never could do with him because I was always babysitting his feelings.
Right.
Now you mentioned cooking. So if we did come, what is the Jill Kimmel special?
The go-to meal.
What are we gonna pull up to? Is what I want to know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd like to know.
For breakfast, it would be French toast.
Hello.
And I make my French toast very awesomely because what you do is, secret tip if you don't know, instead of using milk to soak the bread in, you use flavored creamer.
Oh shit! Don't drop that tea.
I do like the Italian sweet creamer is really good. Like one of those, a French vanilla even. So that with like fresh berries, like some eggs on the side. Would you like those scrambled? Or did you like those over medium? I like to do that. But dinner is always the real kicker. That will be sauce and meatballs and whatever kind of pasta you prefer.
Oh,
always a homemade sauce, half Italian. So
hell yeah.
That's the jam. That's the one thing I could like. If someone said, bring your go-to signature meal to something, it would be sauce and meatballs. And Sunny loves them too.
We're on our way.
Well, hold on. I'm just going to get my
Just get a plane. Just get online and book a flight.
Jill, I'm booking my schedule for this year. Are you available between the weekend of June 3rd and December 31st?
I am. You know, it's so funny. Last time, 2 times ago that I was in Florida, I always stay with Christy B. You guys all know Christy?
Me and Tyrone know Christy.
I know you guys know her. Christy B is a girl in Florida. She does comedy, but she produces a lot of shows. She's an absolute sweetheart. She really is. She works very hard. She's a really, really great mom. Her kids are sweet, and they love me because, again, I let them curse. And they're teenagers. But I was at her house, and I was there for like 5 days, and I was like, listen, one of the nights we didn't have any shows set up, and her kids were going to be home. I said, let me make dinner for you guys. Like, she's always on the go. The kids are halfway between her ex's house and her house. It's a lot of kind of, no one's ever in the same place at the same time. I said, tell the kids, Aunt Jill is here. I want to like cook. So I went out and I got a big pot. I made everything. I made a big pot of sauce. I made meatballs. One of her kids' boyfriends can't have tomatoes. I made him Alfredo sauce. I did gluten-free pasta for the one. I did regular pasta, all of it. So she's excited because she also bought a few things at the grocery store when we were shopping. She goes, so I bought corn. And I said, for what? She said, you know, as a side dish. I said, well, we have side dishes. She goes, well, it's a vegetable. I said, it's starch. We're having pasta. She's like, it's a vegetable. I'm like, who eats corn with spaghetti meatball? She's like, we always did. I'm like, you're from Tennessee. So I put it on Facebook. I was like, here's a question, Facebook. Do you serve corn as a side dish with spaghetti and meatballs? I think there were 2, maybe 3 people that were like, I could see it. And everybody else, like 300 comments. She's like, asshole. I was like, I'm just saying, no one eats that.
Was that ears of corn or was it like canned corn? Like what
ears of corn, the husks and everything.
Such an
so now every time I go, she makes sure she has corn. Sometimes it's in cans. She sets them out as like a centerpiece. Now it's our running joke.
Well, see, what Jill isn't also telling y'all is that Christy B is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Tennessee native. So she literally is a child of the corn. You know what I'm saying? So it's not her fault that she has to use corn. It's like in her heritage. You know, that's what she grew up with.
Everything. Corn goes with everything.
Right. Corn does go with everything. Yes, I love corn. But if you're going to choose a side dish for pasta, that would not be the one. And I would like, I have salad. And I go, it's a starch. And she goes, so is the bread. And I go, yeah, but that's the bread. It was funny. She was like, not, she's a little blonde.
A little? Yeah, it's natural.
She's very smart, though. She's blonde about certain things, but she's very smart about other things. And she does things that I can never do. The way she produces shows and stuff, she runs herself ragged. She works way harder than I ever want to work in my lifetime.
Yeah, she just
I'm like 30 minutes a night. Check.
She just got off tour with I think Chris Kattan, and I was talking to her the other day. She's doing big things. And shout out to Christy B's room. I'll see you on the 15th. Now, just real quick to turn things left a little bit, Jill, not to throw you off of your game because I don't think that's even possible.
No.
But the name of this show, the title of our little clique here, you know, even though sometimes we call it Blurred Church or Blurry Chunks, but Blurred stands for Black Nerd.
Black Nerd, yeah.
Right? And so we're into nerdy things. I don't know if you can tell. I'm a Spider-Man fan. I'm into Mandos. While we love your little nephews. Tell them we said what's up, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Will.
And, you know, tell them we said what the fuck is up since you like to let them
Right.
curse.
Right.
But I'm just wondering. I know
Sonny does not like the cursing.
I hope he's barking at the fact that we're talking about your nephew and not because we're black and he just found out. You know,
it's because Sonny's black at heart.
He's white chocolate.
He's barking because I'm not paying attention to him. So
fair enough. All right, come on, pull up. Let's bring. Oh shit! Oh, the cuteness alert! Cuteness alert! Hey, little Chewy, what's happening?
Sonny.
Oh my god! I'm going to
By the way, today is 5 years ago today that I got him thinking I'd foster him for a week.
Oh,
nice.
Well, happy anniversary!
Thank you.
Done.
Our foster to forever.
Oh, that explains a lot. Sonny's pissed off right now. We're interrupting their anniversary.
That's what I was thinking. Like, he looks like, I gave you enough time. Let's go, Mom.
Yeah, I see.
Like, I don't see any pasta and meatballs for me.
Corn.
No dog food, no treats.
All right. So what were you going to ask me? Like what my nerdy thing is?
Well, yeah. Well, let's just keep it real. All right. So you and I, as opposed to say Yaz, you know, we're from a generation where we may have watched TV when it came on TV and not on our phones and on a device.
Right.
So can you think back to when you used to come home from school and maybe it was you, I don't know, and perhaps your cousin and you all would watch stuff.
That is my cousin Christy.
That's Christy, right? Yeah, we dig up. Oh yeah, we stalked the IG, baby. You already know. You know what I'm saying? So can you just think back on a time when you were like, I mean, we're in high school. Were you the one who picked at nerds? Were you like, oh my God, Dwayne's such a dweeb, you know what I mean? Or were you like the popular chick? And if so, Tell us what that was like. And then if you could follow up with if there is any nerd culture that you may happen to be in, what would you think that would be?
You know, I started high school in Las Vegas because that's where I was living. And I was a sophomore there. And I was a little popular because like my braces had come off. And I had like big hair. But I was one of the smart kids. Like I was one of like the honor society kids. So I was like deceptively hot but smart back then. And then I moved to Arizona and finished my junior and senior year. And I was popular in the way that like, I think it was cute where I was the new girl. And I was like new girl and cute enough where it was like, oh, I was like a novelty, right?
Yeah.
But I never felt popular. I never knew where any of the parties were. My best friend and I were like, where are everyone's at a party, but we could never find the parties. So I was popular kind of, but also kind of not. But no, I never would pick on nerds and stuff like, I mean, of course, I'm always sarcastic about everybody. I'm more likely to be like, okay, like picking on the girl who is the hottest in the class, you know, but I would never like pick, but I would just like make comments. But no, I would never pick on nerds. There was one girl I did remember in the 6th grade that we were all kind of like, ew, she's gross. She has bugs in her hair. And then like, as we got older, we realized she was like from a very, very, very abusive home. And like, that kind of haunts me to this day that we didn't like, but you're 12 years old. Like, you know, the only thing you could do is just like teach your kids to not do that. But my nerddom is not really comic books or that kind of stuff. We did read comic books. I was more of a like Archie comic book kind of girl rather than like superheroes. I liked that. My brother was very into comic books, but we were more into like Mad Magazine. More like
Alfred E. Newman.
Yeah. Yes. What me? Who me? Worry? Whatever. But yeah, we were more into like Mad Magazine and that kind of thing. But my like the thing that I'm a nerd about, I guess I don't even know if it's nerdy, but the thing that I like geek out over is Hamilton.
Oh shit! Oh
Taste.
wow!
Taste.
Full up
Like-
time. Oh,
Like
shoot.
just
Yeah.
Hamilton or like
Free.
musical theater or but
The
like
musical.
Hamilton.
I like musical theater, but Hamilton, I've seen it
Hamilton is
6
good.
times,
Okay.
3 times on Broadway.
Damn.
Like, I love it. My keychain is Hamilton. My Wi-Fi name is End Peggy, which if you know, you know. It's not the password. It's not the password.
Okay.
That's the name of it. And Peggy. Yeah, I would nerd out big time over Hamilton. It's like my only thing that I'm like, you love Hamilton? Like one comedian came to stay with me. He's like retired Air Force. And he's like a manly man. He was like in the like artillery, whatever. He's like, he came to stay with me for like a weekend. He was doing shows or whatever. And my phone like plugged in and dun, 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 immediately the Hamilton soundtrack started playing and he goes, how does a bastard orphan? I was like, what? He's like, oh my God, I love Hamilton. I was like, what? Like we lost our minds that weekend. And it was playing at Pantages that weekend. So that night we drunkenly bought tickets and went to see it together. No.
As you should.
Thank you.
What you know about that, Nolly?
I am look, my friends and I, because I grew up in New York, I went to high school in Midtown, and so my friends and I, we would do karaoke all the time, and it wouldn't be regular songs, it'd be fucking musicals.
I love that.
Belting out Rent songs. Like I love music. It's the one thing I miss because Dr. Phillips down here in Orlando is so expensive. I've been trying to get Hamilton tickets and Beetlejuice tickets forever. They're just so freaking pricey.
You have to just wait. Because you know what? They are expensive. But if you wait, we bought ours like on a Friday night, like at midnight or something. And we just found ones that were like $86 or something like that. Because, you know, if you just go by yourself or with one other person, you can get them. You just got to wait last minute is what you have to do.
I know. That's what I miss about New York. Like I used to go down to Broadway, go get the lotto, like sign up for the lotto and wait to see if I got into a show. When I was a kid, I auditioned for The Lion King and made callbacks for Nala, but I didn't make the final callbacks. But I love musical theater.
That is amazing. See, I love that shit. And I would never have guessed that about you. If Vince had let you fucking talk, maybe I would have.
Yo, I'm literally in the chat like, God damn it, somebody else talking this bitch. I don't want to like turn to nobody.
I think it's an
damn.
unexpected thing for me because I'm usually like the book nerd here and the video game nerd. Like every book, I've read it. Anything that has a book, I've read the book. Anything that has a video game, I've played it. So I don't think I've ever talked about musical theater, but I am in love with musical theater. Me and my daughter, forget it. She went to an arts magnet, and even now in high school, she's like, I want to do shows. I'm like, do shows. Let's do shows.
Yes, you're like, do shows. Yes, please. Yeah. My daughter lives on the Upper West Side in Manhattan. And so, yeah, she lives there. So every time I'm there, you'll love this. I was with her and she was doing something. So I just went to like have a beer at a little outdoor cafe, and there were these people and they had Hamilton hats and softball jerseys on. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm a crazy Hamilton fan. What are you wearing those for? Because they were like all wearing them and they were softball jerseys. Turns out Broadway has a softball league and you're on teams with and I was like, oh, do you just like name your team one of the shows? They're like, no, we work for the show. And I was like, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was very cool. Like it was like the sound person and somebody else. Or Spotlight Sandy is her name on Instagram. She just
horrible.
Yeah.
I think Tyrone is in the theater and Broadway and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love watching music.
His internet's tripping a little bit, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Is my internet still tripping? Damn, this is crazy.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Yeah,
and we lost our other lady.
You're so aesthetically pleasing. Like your face is frozen on like the most polite face.
You're like this, Tyrone.
I can't even see y'all. That's the thing. Like my video playback is frozen. I can hear everything, but my video playback is frozen completely.
No,
it's crazy, bro. You look like your driver's license right now. It's amazing. It's cool as fuck. I stepped to the bathroom real quick, so I don't think I was supposed to say that out loud, but it's all good. You know, I think that's what the private.
Yeah,
everybody.
I hope she doesn't collapse and break her collarbone.
What's your favorite Hamilton song?
Probably Dear Theodosia.
Okay, taste.
Theodosia writes me letters every day.
Mine is Wait for It.
Ooh, Wait for It's so good. Yeah.
It hits.
I mean, Chef's Kiss. You know what? There's only literally one song in the entire soundtrack that I usually fast forward through. Can you guess what it is? Let's see if you would know. What would you could pick one song to fast forward through. What would it be?
If I could pick one song to fast forward through.
Oh, why are you doing that? Why are you thinking? I just want to point out that it was too early to give Tyrone that compliment about his picture because he's since gone from driver's license to who the fuck is that? This shit is hilarious. Like, look at his face.
You don't know? There's not one.
Come on.
There was a song that I would have to skip. Oh, Stay Alive. I skip sometimes.
Really? Really interesting.
Yeah, sometimes
I skipped Farmer Refuted.
Yeah. Okay. You know,
it's like funny? A random little. Where he's like,
so
"But your name is the same." Like I'm like, all right. This is...
So my daughter and I actually sing Farmer Refuted when I drive her to school. Sometimes
you do.
Yeah. We listen to musicals when I drive her to school. It's
that's the one song I'm like
the best moments.
That's hilarious. My daughter and I used to sing Tits and Ass from Chorus Line when I would drive her to school. We would. We loved that song. Tits and ass. Get your bingo bongos done. Yeah, it was great.
I love that song.
I told you I let them curse.
All
right.
Right
now she's into Heathers, the musical. So
ooh, I'm gonna check that out.
Okay. What the fuck is Tits and Ass? I mean,
it's a song from Chorus Line. So Chorus Line is about a bunch of people trying out for musicals. And she's basically saying, she's not getting the part in any musical. And she says she swiped her dance cards, which like are what the judges are scoring you. And she sees for dance, 10, for looks, 3. Well, dance 10, looks 3. She's basically saying she's a great dancer, but you're not that good looking, so we're not going to cast you. And so she goes and gets her boobs and her butt done at the plastic surgeon. See the surgeon on parking 74 for it's an ass. She does the whole thing. It's great. It's so true, right? It's like, yeah, you're really funny, but like this other girl's funny too, and she's hotter than you, so we're gonna cast her.
I'm unfamiliar. I'm not a huge Broadway or musical aficionado, so to speak. However, I want to first of all applaud you for bringing out the best in Nolly, because we had no fucking idea that she was over here hoarding all of that geek in the musical game. You know what I'm saying?
Just ask.
What the fuck, Nolly? We say every show, be your authentic self. You've been holding the fuck out. We
my
gotta get Bill Kimmel on her.
I would love to hear you sing.
Oh,
pull up, Nolly. Come on, give us. Won't you? Drop it.
Don't do it.
Beat, right?
Please do it to me.
Nah. Okay. All right. Well, I will say this. There's one. I don't know if Broadway, if it translates to musicals, so to speak. Ty and I have already voiced our frustration with quote unquote musicals, and we're really kind of a little annoyed that these upcoming Joker 2 movies supposed to be a musical and all that.
Yeah,
but I am geeked up about seeing Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. However, if there's one musical that we have all agreed on this show that should be brought back to life, I'ma sing the song and you tell me if you know where this is from. Feed me.
Need more?
Feed me.
Aren't they still? Isn't that still on? Broadway?
Nolly?
I don't know if it's still on Broadway. It had like a brief off-Broadway run in the last couple of years, but nothing.
Yeah, that's great. Little Shop.
I straight up legit see a new age, like a reboot of the Little Shop of Horrors with like a whole CGI Audrey too. You know what I'm saying? With like maybe they can start. I mean, it's gonna piss certain sectors of society out. Because they're gonna have to what I call fuck, what's the word? What's the word? Fuck, man, my mind ain't working right now. God damn it, but fuck, shit. Normal, regenerate. Modernize. They're gonna have to modernize it because let's keep it real. It was a hell of a Lily White cast. I love Rick Moranis. I love Steve Martin. But they're going to end up putting in some folks of color. It's going to make it too woke, and they're not going to want to see it. But I'm cool with it. I would like to see a Little Shop of Horrors remade. I want to see that shit come to the theaters. I bet you that they make that shit dope as fuck. And that's one of the few movies that I remember that I saw where there was a bunch of songs, and it wasn't a cartoon like Disney. And I still rock with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. When they made The Wizard of Oz into The Wiz, it was fucking phenomenal.
Classic.
Classic 8. Yes.
Okay. All right. Now you got me.
Well, they've been doing that shit for a long time. It's just these Trump assholes are all up out there and fucking empowered to be like, oh, you're woke. Well, what's the opposite of woke? Fucking asleep, you dumbass. So why don't you wake the fuck up?
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, you just fucked my whole head up. Don't you why nobody's in it?
He's on down the road. Won't you carry nothing that might be a load? Come on, he's on down the road.
Oh, shit, no.
Yeah.
Oh, you just took me down memory lane.
Nipsey Russell, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Lena Horne. Oh, I mean, come on. We should all tune into that tonight.
Would you like watch party? Let's go.
Ooh.
Would you like ketchup or mustard on your hot dog? The monkeys though, what? The flavor was like legit. I mean, there was a little bit of original, but yo, the flying monkeys was like legit. That was riding around, bro. Do you remember? Can you feel a brand new day? Can you feel a brand new
These two are probably like, what are they talking about?
Oh no, The Wiz. I know exactly what y'all talking about.
Hey, everybody come out. It's a new time.
Oh, and I love the end when they had all like it would be like, and color is gold and everything was gold. And then they do the other lights and now it's,
Bruh. Oh my God. Memory
So, yeah,
unlocked.
we've
Thank
been
you.
taking regular white shit and flavoring and seasoning it up and making it better for a long time. So if that happens now, people need to just remember that. Guess what? The Little Mermaid, she's a mermaid.
Thank you. I was reading on Facebook. Someone was pissed off because of, they moved up Wicked the movie. They moved it up to Thanksgiving instead of coming out next year. And everyone was like, why is Elphaba black? She's green.
Yeah, she's green. Dumbasses.
Unclench. She is green.
Unclench. You know what? You should have shirts made that just say unclench.
We need to add it to the merch because I use it too much in our
That's
comments.
hilarious.
Make sure you check out the merch. We're on newblurredorder.com and our merchandiser is right here. If you want merch, if you like that shirt that she's wearing, you like this shirt that I'm wearing, these shirts are available with just a few clicks. So pull on up on your post, y'all. Y'all already know what it is.
We need
that's crazy. She unlocked so many memories just now, man. I had almost forgot about the Wiz. Michael Jackson, before we found out, oh my God, come on.
Well, his nose was still this wide.
Oh, he still had his Afrocentricity.
Yeah,
right?
he still had it. Was before all the surgeries and stuff.
Before he became a white woman. And Diana Ross, oh man, pull on up, bro. Doing her thing, bro. Dorothy, get the fuck out of here. Dorothy Jackson, I fucks with you. Pull on up.
Lena Horne, come on.
Lena Horne, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Bro, look, don't make me pull up the YouTube. Don't make me pull up the YouTube. I won't. All right, well, listen, we do have a few things. I don't know. Do y'all want to look? I'm gonna ask y'all, bro. Y'all want to just pull up tomorrow and just talk more stuff? But I'm vibing with Jill right now. You know what I'm saying? I just want to vibe with Jill. I did want to play a little game with Jill real quick. I don't know if this game's gonna go anywhere or not. But yo, you missed it, Tyrone. We just went all the way in on musicals. I definitely was vibing out. I do agree that an updated Little Shop of Horrors is overdue. I think that we could potentially even redo the Wiz. I don't know if there's anybody popping like that right now. Who would play?
I don't think we should do the Wiz.
No, don't remake it.
Don't do the Wiz. No, just when you release it.
Remake things, they fuck it up.
So remaster everything.
Oh yeah, just to clean it up a little.
Little bit.
I'm gonna put it on my sling. That's how long we've been on. That I need to re-sling.
Yeah, that's an iconic cast. Like you don't.
Okay, go ahead with sling.
We don't touch that. The white shit we could touch, but we don't touch that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind like a dark Wiz. You know what I'm saying? Where like we find out that Dorothy really was like the villain at the end, and like there wasn't an actual dream. She actually had everybody under her spell. Like
it was like a PCP trip.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like there's a movie like that. I have heard of something.
Yeah, it's like Return to Oz or something with Fairuza Balk.
Yes.
I'm with
Don't
that,
ask me why I know that.
We could reboot it, but revisit. We can do something a little more darker. All right. Well, we were talking about some of the shows that we watch, and we clearly already discussed how your little nephew is actually the biggest star in your family and came out and did this little thing. But I get the sense that you probably don't watch Mandalorian, as you don't watch a whole bunch of TV. You're more of a TikTok watcher. But right now,
I watch when I know he's in the episode, and I actually just fast forward right to his part, and then I'm done.
Well, it's funny because I mean he played such an integral part. I mean, we got to watch him walk up. Basically, the funniest shit was Nolly pointed out. He was in the scene where he was about to get basically baptized, like the Mandalorian, the way of the what they call the Children of the Light. They were actually about to induct him into the Mandalorian Brotherhood, and then just before that happens, boom! Big crocodile comes up on the scene, and Nolly's like, "I didn't know." Yeah, man. I mean, so he's sitting there about to get his helmet, which makes him like an official Mandalorian Child of the Light. And Nolly's like, "Oh shit, I didn't know they filmed the Mandalorian in Florida."
This whole thing, there's crocodiles, alligators everywhere, and I'm like, okay, that's why we don't go to the Everglades ever.
Right.
There's that part. So, I mean, this week, we won't go too deep into it because we don't want to lose you. But this week on the episode, and feel free, even though you don't watch, Jill, to just chime in every now and then. But we want to get to Last of Us because that season finale is crazy. And I think you guys.
Oh, and let me say this real quick. When I said to Pedro Pascal, everybody's texting me pictures going, oh my God, you're sitting behind Pedro Pascal. And he goes, don't they know we came together? And I laughed. I said, I'll make sure to tell them that. And then he said, tell them to watch the Last of Us finale. And I didn't know what he was talking about.
Oh, no.
No.
And my sister-in-law's like, it's the show he's in. I'm like, I don't know.
It's so good. So good.
It is so
Made me lose my mic. I kicked my whole setup.
Oh, shit.
I was like, okay. I was like, isn't that the one, This Is Us? They're like, no.
This Is Us. That's why sometimes I accidentally call it This Is Us when This Is Us was the bing, bing.
That other show with Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pedro. Pedro, funny you mentioned Pedro because he actually is playing two daddies at the same time. He is on Mandalorian.
He is a daddy.
He's actually, he is the Mandalorian, and he's babysitting in both of these goddamn pictures. And
Hi
shit.
there,
Baby Yoda. Hey, little Goku. He's
I
so
love
right.
him.
What y'all
I
think?
love that little fucking guy. He's so goddamn cute.
You're in the Grogu. Are you a Grogu file? Is that what I'm
Yes,
hearing
who
right now?
I mean, who knows he is. I also love Groot.
Pull on up, Groot. I am Groot. Now hold on. Now I think that's cool that you love Groot, but are we talking baby Groot?
Right, I was about to say, what stage of Groot do you
Baby
like?
Groot.
I
They
kind
actually have the stuffed animal of him. I was at Disneyland under duress. My friend wanted to go. And we got off the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And I saw this little baby Groot, like little beanbag like character. And I was like, and I picked him up and I was holding him. I'm like, well, he's mine now. And I bought him. He lives in my closet. So people don't think I'm a weird 52-year-old with stuffed animals.
Oh no, he's trapped.
No, I'm literally in my 40s sitting in a Spider-Man cave.
Look,
legit,
True, that's fair.
I don't give two
Look,
fucks.
I'm
I
turning
accept it.
35. Okay, I've got the tism, and I have mental health issues. And every
Did you
time
say
my
you got the
boyfriend-
tism?
I do have the tism.
I say that about my son. He's got just a touch of the tism.
The tism.
I make my boyfriend move my squishmallows off the bed every time he comes sleep over there. I don't give a shit. My mom got me a giant one for my birthday.
What?
Yo, pull the fuck up. No.
That's
Not
awesome.
the whole. Is there a human being in that bitch? God damn, are you smuggling?
It's my daughter's, but we have it in the office because the office has like all kinds of wacky, like fun stuff in it. I've got like my
Y'all just bond. Look at
book
this
and
shit.
whatever.
Did we just
Hold up,
become
where's
best
yours?
friends?
Where's
Yes,
yours?
I think we did.
Did y'all just become best friends?
We
Live
did.
on
I can
air?
only pull it up with one arm though, because this arm is really starting to hurt.
I also
That's
have
so
several
funny.
giant octopuses. I love octopus. They're my favorite animal. I have a
Yeah.
bunch of them all over.
You know
my
what?
bed.
Also, my brother eats almost everything. Like he's a real foodie. And he said, he's like, we will not be eating octopus anymore. They're very
wow.
smart, genius creatures. So no more eating octopus. So they're safe with us.
That's awesome.
But fuck the
But it's
chicken.
funny going back to you talking about cursing. So my son is also autistic, but he's nonverbal, but he knows some words. And it'll be like 6 o'clock in the morning. A couple of weeks ago, my boyfriend and I were like waking up, and all you hear is "fuck yeah, fuck yeah," and I'm like, what's that? And it's Sawyer playing Sonic the Hedgehog and cheering himself on, going "fuck yeah, fuck yeah." I'm like, but you don't say sentences, huh?
You can't tell me you love me.
Right, like,
Yo,
That's really funny.
that is hilarious. I still can't believe that. Well, who was Pedro there with? Was he there by himself?
His sister. She was actually nominated for one of the, I think, like a foreign film or something.
I saw it.
She looks just like him.
What?
That's how I knew she was his sister and not his date. I was like,
Oh,
they look
damn.
exactly alike.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, Pedro is like all the craze right now. Like
Yeah.
all the nerds are having geekgasms about him because I mean he's literally embodied like some of our favorite people in the world. Like one of the things we love about Nolly is that there's this show, like we talking about Last of Us, that is also a video game. And this week was the finale of that show. So thank you for telling everybody, just as Poppy told you to watch the finale. Even though we're about 6 days late, it's all good. I'm sure
Okay,
everybody
still gotta watch it.
But we're just gonna put you up on this. Just hear us out. I know you don't watch it, but the show is basically about the end of the world. This is hilarious, by the way, because our panel, which again we're missing Steph. Shout out to Steph. Hope you're doing big things out there. We miss you.
Pour one out for Steph.
Yeah, Steph, she's doing a thing. But we have on the top half of our panel legitimate opposites of the spectrum. All right, and I don't mean spectrum from a neurotypical way. I mean just the fact that this young lady on this side not only loves the Last of Us show, but played not both of the games. Am I right, Nolly? Both games, played both games to completion, and the video game is the core. The source material for the show. So if you play the games, then you know how the show's gonna go. So every week we're like, Nolly, is this happening in the game? Now on the other side of the spectrum, we've got somebody who refuses to watch because they're deathly afraid of zombies. You know what I'm saying? And won't even like watch the fucking show, even though legit the show has 9 episodes, 3 of which had zombies. The rest of them don't. But she's 30 and scared of zombies?
Are you not scared of zombies?
Thank you. Get him, Jill. Fuck you, Vince. Don't be hating on my fucking.
Hello.
So,
Zombies are my irrational fear.
Zombies are mine. Fuck you.
I don't watch zombie shows either. I'm not like scared in the way that I'm like, I'm scared after the show. I'm just like, it freaks me out so much to think that could be a thing.
See?
And I'm always like, I would run. Why are you not running? Why? Go. Thank you. Fast. Go.
You're enabling
for the end of it, and like no one's happy. So
I'm just like,
I'm with you.
If this was a mic, I'm fucking dropping that shit. That's all
Here.
I'm saying.
Don't enable. Don't post.
But yes, like I'm just saying, Vince, you heard
So
it.
funny.
Nah, we won't tolerate that, Yazzie.
No, we do not.
Fuck that shit. But anyway, so on this episode, real quick, just tell us what you think about this. We're going to try to put you on now. We know you don't watch Last of Us. We're going to sell it to you right now. But we're going to give you some spoilers because you probably ain't going to end up watching it anyway. On this week's episode, which was the finale, let me tell you what's going on. Let me bring you up to speed. I'm going to try to do this as quickly and painlessly as possible. The first few episodes, he has a daughter. His daughter looks like this. It's actually, what's her name? Thandie Newton's daughter.
Oh,
and
wow.
she ends up perishing, okay? And as a result of her perishing, her dad, who was played by Pedro Pascal, ends up going into a bit of a dark place. They fast forward and time jump 20 years into the future. When you time jump, he has a new girlfriend. The girlfriend's name is Tess. Tess and him are some bullshit. Well, I want to call them bullshit artists, but I don't know. They're doing the apocalyptic thing. You know, they out there robbing, they trying to struggle, they trying to survive. And then they come into this group of people that they call the Fireflies. The Fireflies we've considered as possibly a group. There's a theory online that they are like a spawn from like a Black Lives Matter rally or something, because most of them seem to be people of color, but they're led by one of the young ladies who actually was the voice of the young lady on the show. Dang, I can't find her picture right now, but she ends up introducing. Oh, here it is. She ends up introducing them. Oh, that's not her.
Oh, she looks a lot like them.
Well, her name is Marlene. I don't think I have Marlene on here, unfortunately, but she ends up introducing Tess and Joel, who are these folks right here, to this young lady named Ellie. Ellie is orphaned because we just learned in this most recent episode that her mom perished when she was giving birth, not due to not having access to reproductive care, but to being bit by a zombie while being born. And as a result, she ends up growing. Here's Marlene, by the way. What's up? Shout out to Marlene. If you know her, go ahead, tell her we want to holler at her too. Anyway, so she does have an immunity. As we learn throughout the show, she has an immunity. And so basically the premise of the show is Tess and Pedro Pascal's character Joel trying to get her from the destination they're at to the Fireflies, so that the Fireflies can do some sort of surgery, or because she has a cure, try to figure out how to get that cure to everybody. We meet a lot of folks along the way. We meet Jim. We meet what's his name again? Who?
Frank and Bill.
Frank and Bill.
Yeah, Bill and
Frank.
Yeah, Frank. Those two. Yeah, exactly, these two. They're whatever the fuck, I forget, man. There's a lot. That was like 8 episodes ago. Anyway, and while that happens, afterwards, unfortunately, Tess gets killed. All right, spoiler alert. If you were going to watch the show, it happens. But anyway, so as she gets killed, now it just leaves Pedro and Ellie. And Ellie lost her, never had any parents, and Joel lost his daughter. So you can see how there's a symbiotic relationship forming, but when they first start fucking with each other, they didn't really fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like Joel literally called her cargo. And then as they go through the entirety of the series, you start to see them developing a bond as they go through so much stuff together. It even gets to the point where Joel gets hurt and Ellie has grown such an attachment to him that she goes out and risks her life just so that she can save his life by going out into the world. So fast forward, we're now at the season finale, and they have been trying this whole time to get to the Fireflies so that they can turn Ellie over, and Ellie can give the cure that she thinks she has within her to the Fireflies so that they can cure the world, because the whole goal is to get things back to normal. So in this most recent episode, Jill, we end up getting to that portion of it where they're now like, okay, we're at the Fireflies, but we like each other kind of now. And I don't know, man, originally we started this and you were just supposed to deliver me, but now you're kind of like, my cool little dad kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know if I'm really ready to just go off on my own. They even met they met old boy from Toys R Us. I've been wondering.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey from Toys R Us pops up, does a little cameo, and that's cool because that was also in the game, I understand. And then we get there and things get a little dark, shall we say. He drops off Ellie, and then unfortunately Marlene comes to deliver the news that they are going to try to get this cure out of Ellie, but we learn that the way they get the cure is by operating on her brain, which is more than likely surely going to lead to her dying. So ultimately, in the very end, it's a decision that has to be made. Do we save the world, or do we save this one little girl? Is the girl worth the life of the world? We can take the cure out of this young girl's brain and make a cure for everybody.
Of course it's worth it.
Well, I mean,
possibly.
Look at her. She's going the right way. So that was going to be my question for you, Jill. So you're presented with the option. Now, let me make this a little.
Who the girl is? If that was my daughter, would I say?
That's the question. So the question is: you have 2 kids. Pick your favorite kid. Which one is it?
This is recorded too, so just
I'm just playing. You don't have to tell us. Tell us off the air.
I don't have a favorite. I actually like them both exactly the same, but for different reasons.
Such a politically.
Yeah, no, I mean, that would be hard, but like for the good of the world, because then how many of my family members are left in the world? If I sacrifice one of my kids, am I saving my parents and my nephews and my brothers? Like one kid, yeah, I'm going to be the only one who'll suffer really, but if it's my kid and none of my family members are even in that saving portion, I might have to be selfish. Like I can see it. I would like to say that I would be like Job or whoever that was in the Bible that sacrificed his kid because God said to. I don't know, somebody. But I would like to say that that is the right thing to do. I can't say that I would do it though.
Let's pose this question to the panel. So 3 out of 5 of us here have kids. Steph does, but she's not here. Bad Ty, you've got plenty of kids. I'm just wondering if your youngest, your baby, had the cure for the world. The world, Craig, the whole world. Do you sacrifice your youngest to save the whole world like you're Jesus Christ that was sent to get nailed to the cross for our sins? Or do you say, fuck that, y'all get the fuck out my way and give me my baby, because you can die for all I care. I need my child.
Yeah.
Bad Ty.
Absolutely not. Everybody else is dying. I'm just fucking. I'm sorry. One of the things that I noticed in the season finale was that there was no guarantee that the cure would work. So you're gonna kill you want me to sacrifice my child with a possibility that it might work or might not work.
That's a good point.
And I'm not doing that. It really wouldn't matter at that point. It's like not even a discussion anymore. Anybody who's not allowing me to get to my daughter right now, right away, They gonna end. They gonna be ended the way that this season finale ended. It's gonna be that way. It's not even a discussion.
Okay. What about
thought process?
What about you, Nolly? If if it's your youngest, your favorite. Look, we ain't gonna sit there and act like we don't have favorites. So shut the fuck up. I don't believe y'all. But anyway, we'll leave that off air.
Fuck them kids.
Do you save the world or do you save the child, Nolly?
First of all, you see the world before the apocalypse. You see all this bullshit. And then you see how they acting after. Fuck them. Absolutely fuck them.
Good point.
We deserved
Very
it. I'm living my life with my kids intact. Period. Like, what are you gonna do for me?
Wow.
What can you do for me in an apocalypse when nothing is left? There's no structure. Y'all on some bullshit. Absolutely not.
Truth. All right. So, Tyrone, if you had to sacrifice your favorite video game to save the world, I'm just wondering, would you? Nah, I'm just playing. We'll leave the non-parents out. So yes, if your favorite strand.
No. Time out. I'm a parent, okay? Technically.
Oh yeah, that's right. My
child will live longer than all of y'all children. So technically speaking, Jill, what I'm referring to is I'm a tortoise mother. I'm not like everyone.
Oh yeah.
I'm a tortoise mother.
A long time.
I have already lost one of my tortoises as well. That was supposed to outlive me, and I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all could go because that was already hard enough to deal with. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I found that snake, I was like, God, you lucky you fucking dead when that, But yeah, y'all could go if that's
I'd be so mad if I couldn't get a cure for the fucking zombie apocalypse because Yaz wants to save the tortoise that wanted to know how many licks it took to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Like I'd be so pissed.
Dog, it's gonna live longer than y'all.
But tortoises don't even get infected. Like they're freaking literally riding giraffes in this fucking shit, man.
That's not true because like she gets sinus infections and colds and stuff like that. And like,
do you ever get to pull those little things out of her nostrils?
It's the
you
saddest.
Do?
Yes, I am. I'm involved. My child, you listen, okay. One time I had one of them like a rock that it was like a piece of like PVC pipe that like was out in the neighborhood, and I like used to let them play outside, and one of the neighborhood kids let it eat it and then told me it ate it. I came and knocked on my door and was like, hey, we watched your tortoise eat this little piece of like really hard plastic. You might want to check on it. And I was like, you little shit, thank you. Like, the vet told me that there was no point in me paying money. I just had to wait for it to take its course. Well, a couple like days later, all you hear is in like the back of my house, and my tortoise was trying to push it out and it couldn't get it out. I called the vet and I was freaking out, and I'm like, what if it cuts its insides? Like, I'm freaking out. Like, what do I do? So they literally told me put hot water, put it in the tub or the sink if it's small enough, and run hot water on it, and just if you can see the little end of it, pull it out. Guess who stuck their fingers in a tortoise's ass to pull out a PVC?
Oh shit!
Your mom.
Yes. Okay.
Your mom.
Like, my tortoise is not fucking suffering. Like, it was like 20 minutes of like him just like. Like I wasn't hearing that no more. No. Do you know how happy he was after I took that shit out of him? He was like, "Oh, thank you." Like,
how the fuck do you know that tortoise didn't say shit?
What? Are you kidding me? I can't tell my tortoises to come to me, and they will. They're just like a dog.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they are the most attentive animals. Don't get.
We used to have a tortoise. His name was Sheldon.
I love that
because we're very original.
That's hilarious. I remember the Sheldon turtle. Well, anyway, so just to kind of just so y'all know, man, I'm with y'all, man. I mean, it's like fuck you. It's me, Kiki, and Deja versus the world. And so if y'all gonna try to make it so that's basically what Jill's new boyfriend said. Once he found out that they're in the hospital. Because she did the same thing for him. He was dying and she came to his rescue. So once she was made aware that she was there, he went and picked his baby up. And it was really sentimental for me, honestly, because it wasn't even that difficult of a decision for him. Like, he legit was just like, yo, hold the fuck up. Y'all ain't operating on this one right here. This one right here. No. And that was the best part of this whole phenomenon. Because he didn't just say, give me my baby, let me go. He went full goddamn Arnold Schwarzenegger commando, full Rambo, full First Blood. and beat and killed the shit out of everybody in that bitch. The doctor was like, we won't let you take her. Pop, can I get my kid, please? And I was like, oh my God, please, we don't keep any cash in the register. Please take the child. And everybody that got in his way, like legit, there was even one dude, I ain't gonna lie, Tyrone, perhaps you remember this moment. There was one dude, he was like, it's okay. I'm putting the gun down.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right. I got no beef with you. And Jill's boyfriend was like, okay, pop, knocked him out anyway. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even like he was like, fuck that. Like, you gonna come and get me? I already know what it is. And so it ends up coming down to the last scene. And in the very last scene, which is basically the climax of the whole movie of the season, Marlene confronts Joel in the parking lot and basically is like, yo, I know you just killed everybody I know, but it's okay. Let's start over and maybe we can still be friends and, you know, just pull on up and let's just forget about this and we can put this stuff behind us. And he says, fuck that, puts a bullet in Marlene and then continues
without hesitation
to go through.
Goes
through the whole.
Throwing up the deuces.
But what does he say? What does he say before he puts that bullet in her? Because she's begging for. She's like, please, please. Which it was hard to watch the sister beg. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. But he was like, no, because you'll just come after her. Pop. Like that's the last thing she heard.
True.
But this is where it gets real, and then we got to close out because we have to end this under 20 minutes, under 2 hours. But don't leave because we got to let the recording buffer up. We have Joel, who now has his newfound daughter that he adopted. They're walking to Wyoming where his brother lives, and she can kind of tell. She gets up, she's sedated. She's like, "What the fuck happened? Did I save the world?" And he's like, "Nah, the shit got fucked up. You know, there was a bunch of problems, and you know, raiders came." And in her head, she's like, "That don't seem right. That don't make no sense." So she's struggling with it. Right in this scene, she looks him in the eye. She's like, "Look, I fucks with you, but are you lying to me? Did what you said really happen? Really happen?" And Joel, because he knows how it will impact her, she thought her whole purpose to being on the earth was to be the cure. He looks her in the eye and says, "Yes, I swear to you that what I said is true." And because we think she's willing to sacrifice her, let's say, integrity, because she has a newfound pops, she looks him back in the eye and she's like, okay. And that's how it ends. And that shit's beautiful. Nolly, give us source material. Is this tracking with the video game?
It tracked. Even down the first, I text Biddle right before the episode and I was like, if I don't see a fucking giraffe, I'm right. That was the best part of the game. You get to that town and then it like spans over and you see giraffes walking by. And I was like, this is so beautiful. This is what I imagined it would be like. So I texted Biddle and I was like, there's no fucking giraffes, Biddle. We're rioting. He was like, right, we're going down to the office, HBO, and we're taking names, writing letters. And so when we saw the giraffes, we text each other at the same time. I was like, look at them. They're beautiful.
That's
so good. Everything from the hospital scene. First of all, it wasn't accurate to the game because they didn't incorporate the part that I died like 20 times trying to get that wasn't in there. Okay, it took me a good couple of hours. We're not going to talk about my failures, but that wasn't in there. But everything else was pretty spot on to the game. Chef's kiss. Cannot wait for season 2 and 3. I'm ready.
All right, man. Well, that's dope.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
We gotta kill it. Well, listen.
Let's say thank you, Chef.
Yo, listen, it was a dope series. Can't anybody deny it? Would I like to see more action? Sure. Would I like to see more zombies? Possibly. Do I wish that Sam and Henry got killed? But they did in the game, so it happens, man. I guess that's what it is. But yes, Chef's kiss to The Last of Us. Thank you, Jill's new boyfriend, for letting us see a really phenomenal depiction of this video game of which we love. But unfortunately, we're going to go ahead and wrap for right now. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Sit tight because we got to chat a little bit after this before y'all head out. But we just want to thank our special guest, Jill. Tell us you'll come back one more time, Jill. Tell us you'll be.
I would love to. That was really fun, and you guys are really nice, and I would love to come back.
Could you give us a shout out? Could you say how much you love the New Blurred Order real quick? Could you just be like, yo, just tell us how much you love us right quick?
If you guys aren't listening to the new Blurred Order, well, then what are you doing with your life? What are you doing? You got to check it out.
Hey, thank you so much, Mama. Appreciate you. That's the homie all day. And I'm coming to get them French toast sticks, goddammit. So go ahead and get the house ready. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, man, for pulling up. Thanks, everybody who watched us on Twitch, YouTube, and on our Twitter page and on Facebook. And as we always say in every single show, be your authentic self. Because if you ain't being yourself, you're being fake. And ain't no integrity in that. Be authentic. Be your damn self, just like Jill is. And if you a geek, whether you is or not, whether it's a theater geek, a musical geek, God damn it, it don't matter. A video game geek, a zombie geek, a tortoise geek, an octopus geek, go ahead and let that geek flag fly. See y'all in the next one. Pull on up.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass ninja with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them